Hello, I am Addison Morris, the founder of the Women's Cannabis Chamber of Commerce, and this is Cannabis ClipNotes, presented by Judith Dar. Judith brings 20 years of experience in financial management, comprehensive financial reporting, and financial planning to the cannabis industry. Her areas of expertise include cash flow management, cost analysis, and treasury activities. Judith is a DOPE CFO certified advisor. She works with cannabis companies to navigate 280E and meet cannabis accounting requirements to ensure clients' businesses maintain financial health and stability. So, Judith, an important thing for businesses is their pitch deck.
Mm-hmm.
Can you talk about pitch deck readiness?
Yes. Hi, everyone, and hello, Addison. Thanks for having me. As Addison said, I'm Judith Dyer, CPA and Adobe CFO Certified Advisor. Today, we're going to talk about pitch deck readiness because half-baked, flimsy decks aren't going to get you funded. If you're a cannabis CEO looking to attract investors or an investor trying to spot the winners from the wannabes, I suggest you get your notepads ready. Let's begin with the importance of a concise, complete, and realistic pitch deck. Because let's be real, most pitch decks suck. Either they're missing key details, packed with fantasyland projections, or they're just straight up boring. Investors do not have time for a 100-page business plan. They want a tight 10 to 15-page slide deck that tells them who you are, what you do, why you're going to win, and how they're going to make money. A killer pitch deck should include a compelling story that's going to tell why you and why now, a rock star team because investors bet on people, not just products, a clear problem and a solution. Um, Make it painfully obvious what the problem is and how you're going to fix the problem. Market opportunities and competitive advantage. Show them the money. Financial and investor economics, because if the math doesn't math, then you're done. And key challenges and how you'll handle them, because ignoring them is not an option. So you're going to begin by telling your story. Your story is your power move, and it's better be damn memorable. Investors don't just invest in businesses, they invest in founders. They want to know, why did you start this business? What's the problem that you're solving? And why should they bet on you? Authenticity wins. Don't just throw buzzwords on a slide. Tell a story that's going to make them care. And then the team matters more than the product. I hate to be the one to break it to you, but investors aren't just looking at your fancy branding and packaging. They're looking at you and your team. They want to see a CEO who can execute, not just dream, a COO who makes sure that the train runs on time, and a dope CFO certified advisor who provides peace of mind that their money is in good hands. You also need a rock solid legal team. You will need one in this industry because it's cannabis. You'll get bonus points if you have advisors with deep industry experience and if you're smart enough to offer investors a board seat. Defining the problem and your solution. What's the point? How does your business fix it? I'm sorry, what is the pain points and how does your business fix it? For example, if you're launching a luxury cannabis brand, don't just say you have premium strains. Tell them, why is your product different? Who is buying it? And how do you plan on dominating the market? You need to showcase your market opportunity, competitive advantage, and business model. If you can't prove there's serious money to be made, then why would an investor bother? What is your total addressable market? What is your projected market share? Let's be realistic. You're not taking over the industry in 5 minutes. And also, who are your competitors and how do you beat them? Then you're going to break down your business model. You want to include your revenue streams, your pricing strategy, and your distribution and sales plans. If you cannot clearly explain how you make money, you don't have a business. you have a hobby. Now let's talk numbers because this is where 90% of decks fall apart. Your financial model should be solid and not delusional. That means it should include pricing per unit, cost per unit, and your gross margins. There should be a 5-year projection that actually makes sense, and you should disclose your funding needs and how you'll allocate the capital. Your investor economics shows how the investors will make their money back and their return on their investment. It should include valuation. Do not pull numbers out of thin air. A 500K revenue is not going to equal a $5 million valuation. Okay. Sources and uses of capital. Investors need to know where their money is going. Okay. Equity offer. How much are you giving up? You don't know how many times we come across pitch decks where the business owners don't know what they want and how much they're willing to give in exchange for their investment. So be sure to take um, time and think about this, make it make sense. And also, potential returns. Give them realistic, best case, expected, and worst case scenarios. The bottom line is if your financials are weak, your deal is dead. You should also be working towards building investor confidence. Investors want proof that you're not just talking, you're doing. Show them milestones that you've already achieved. Include licenses secured, real estate that's been locked in, revenue traction, or also pre orders that's in place. If you have word of mouth or you have support from um, dispensaries that's willing to carry your product, ask them if they can provide you with a letter of intent that supports the dealings that they would like to have with you in the future. If you have skin in the game, that's even better because if you haven't invested in yourself, why should they? You should also highlight your game plan for overcoming cannabis industry challenges. Cannabis isn't like other industries. If you're not ready for the hurdles, you will not survive. You should be able to show them your compliance and financial controls because sloppy books equals red flags. You should know your systems. You should be able to identify your tech stacks and your POS integration. You should also know about your seed to sale tracking because traceability isn't optional. Banking and merchant service issues should be resolved because investors are looking for solutions and not problems. You should also have your HR and your payroll compliance in order because if you're not handling this, it'll come back to bite you. Including this in your pitch shows investors that you've thought all of these things through. Next up is the legal and compliance disclaimer. Every deck needs this to cover your ass. I hope I could say that. In short, you don't want to play yourself. You want to protect yourself. You want to work with your legal team to come up with a disclaimer that you're either going to include on the front of the presentation. Some people include it on the footer of every page of the presentation. It's all about personal preference and how you want to display it. So, listen, if you want real funding, you need a real pitch deck. No fluff, no fairy tales, just facts, strategy, and execution. Investors don't throw money at hope, they invest in teams, numbers, and vision. So, get your story tight, know your market inside and out. Build financials that hold up under scrutiny, and most importantly, act like the powerhouse CEO you claim to be. If you're serious about securing the bag, and scaling your business, you need the right financial partner in your corner. That's where Dope CFO certified advisors come in. We don't just make you investor ready, we make you unstoppable. So, what's it going to be? Step up, get your deck right, and go secure your damn funding. I will see you at the top.
Thank you so much, Judith, for sharing your expertise. Now, this is the fourth Cannabis Clip Note that Judith has presented. You can see all the Cannabis Clip Notes on the Women's Cannabis Chamber of Commerce YouTube channel and on the Women's Cannabis Chamber of Commerce website. Again, thank you, Judith, for sharing